Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm breaking down one of the most brutal Senate moments you'll ever see. When Senator John Kennedy takes the mic, you know things are about to get intense. But this time, he didn't just throw punches, he demanded resignations. The spotlight? FDIC Chairman Martin Gruenberg. The issue? A scathing report exposing decades of sexual harassment, racism, and toxic leadership inside the FDIC. Stick around, you're going to want to see every second of this. Senator Kennedy opened with a gut punch. If it weren't for double standards around this place, there wouldn't be any standards at all. Right out the gate, he made it clear this wasn't just political theater, this was about systemic rot at one of the most powerful banking institutions in America. Then came the question, have you ever heard the expression, a fish rots from the head down? He wasn't talking about some distant manager, he was talking to the FDIC chair.
I hope Senator Al Franken is watching today. If it weren't for double standards around this place, there wouldn't be any standards at all. Mr. Gruenberg, have you ever heard the expression, a fish rots from the head down?
Yes, Senator.
I understand I listened carefully to your testimony. Do I understand you to assert that you believe you're the person to clean up the FDIC?
I do, Senator.
Kennedy didn't come to speculate, he came loaded with the report. He quoted line after line, a woman compared to a grizzly bear with tits. Another asked, does your husband eat you? One was told to get naked. A Hispanic employee asked to recite the Pledge of Allegiance to prove his citizenship. And through it all, Gruenberg sat there confirming he read it all. Let that sink in. This man has been at the FDIC for nearly 20 years, 10 of the last 13 as chairman. And these horrors unfolded on watch.
Have you read this report?
Yes, sir.
You've been the chairman of the FDIC 10 of the last 13 years, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
And you've been there for 20 years almost, haven't you?
Nearly, yes, sir.
And this sleaze has been going on for decades, has it not?
I think the report makes that finding, Senator.
Did you read the part of the report where one of your supervisors described one of your young and female employees as being, quote, like a grizzly bear with tits, close quote?
I've read the report, Senator.
Did you read the part of the report where one of your supervisors asked a young female employee, quote, does your husband eat you? Did you read that?
I have read the report, Senator.
Did you read the part of the report where one young employee said her supervisor sent her a text? You know what the text said? Quote, get naked, bitch. Did you read that?
Yes, sir.
Did you read the part of the report where one of your supervisors turned to one of your Hispanic employees and asked him to recite the Pledge of Allegiance to prove that he is an American? Did you read that?
I read it, sir.
Then Kennedy dropped the hammer. You're not going to clean up the FDIC because you're going to be too busy defending yourself in court. He even announced a bill to extend the statute of limitations, so every victim of abuse, racism, and retaliation at the FDIC could come forward. That's not just symbolic, that's war. And by the way, if you're getting value from this breakdown, hit that subscribe button. I cover powerful moments like this all the time, and you won't want to miss what's coming next.
You're not going to be able to clean up the FDIC because you're going to be too busy defending yourself in court. I'm going to introduce a bill to extend the statute of limitations to allow every employee at the FDIC to file suit over this sexual abuse and this sexual discrimination and this racism. And you're going to be spending all your time in court. Now, the Cleary Gottlieb report doesn't think you're person to clean up the FDIC, does it?
I don't know that the report reaches that conclusion, but it certainly has critical comments in regard to me, Senator.
Kennedy wasn't done. He went straight for moral authority, quoting the report's findings that Gruenberg's leadership style was toxic, and noting that even senior leaders felt disrespected, disparaged, and treated unfairly. Then came the analogy: you fixing this agency is like asking Alec Baldwin to conduct a course in gun safety. Boom. He even turned and asked Gruenberg to apologize, right there, to the female FDIC employees sitting behind him. Awkward doesn't even begin to describe the moment.
Well, I mean, the FDIC report says that it says that even your senior leaders feel, quote, disrespected, disparaged, and treated unfairly by you. Did I quote that correctly?
Yeah, I have read the report, Senator.
And the Cleary-Gottlieb report, it goes on to say that your long tenure and reputation for losing your temper and bullying people, quote, presents unique challenges, close quote, for you to change the agency. Did you read that part?
I have read it, Senator.
And the Cleary-Gottlieb report also says it questions whether you have the, quote, moral authority to do so. Is that correct?
I have read the report, Senator.
Yes. You fixing this agency, Mr. Gruenberg, is like asking, it's like asking Alec Baldwin to conduct a course in gun safety. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. And Mr. Sue, you ought to be ashamed of yourself for acting like a lickspittle here today, trying to defend this gentleman. Have you ever read a worse report, Mr. Gruenberg, in all your years?
It's a bad report, Senator.
Yeah, it's bad. Look, I could go through this report. I'm embarrassed to have to even read some of these allegations. These folks on the first row behind you, are they FDIC employees?
Some of them are, Senator, yes.
Would you like to turn around and apologize to the female employees sitting behind you at the FDIC?
I have, Senator.
Would you like to do that now?
If you ask me to, I will.
I think you should.
I apologize.
So what do we do with this? This isn't just about Gruenberg. It's about how accountability works, or, fails, in our government institutions. Senator Kennedy laid out the facts, the receipts, and the moral rot, and he ended it with one clear demand. I think you ought to resign. Powerful, unfiltered, and unrelenting.
And now I think you ought to resign. I'm done, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Smith from Minnesota is recognized.
If you believe in holding leaders accountable, no matter how high up they are, smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more real political moments that actually matter. I'll catch you in the next one.